Really fundamental shift in how intelligence itself works in our society. A whole new era is dawning, and honestly, it's happening way faster than pretty much anyone saw coming.
I mean, to get a sense of the scale here, just look at this number 1 billion with a B. That's how many people are already using AI chatbots on a regular basis. ChatGPT alone is getting something like 700 million users every week. This isn't some niche tech for developers anymore. This is as mainstream as it gets, and it feels like it happened overnight.
So, what do we even call this moment? Well, the writer and researcher Ethan Mollick came up with a term that I think is perfect: mass intelligence. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's that point in history where getting access to really advanced AI is no longer this complicated, expensive thing. It's as easy, as normal, as just typing a question into Google. That's the huge idea we're going to unpack today.
But really, how did we get here so fast? What was the actual spark that set off this explosion? The thing is, it wasn't just about building one single giant, smarter AI. No, the real breakthrough is in how that intelligence gets delivered to you.
Think back just a little bit. The most powerful AI models, the ones that could actually reason, they were all locked behind paywalls, right? We're talking 20, sometimes $200 a month. If you were on a free plan, you got the older, dumber version. Well, that wall has just been completely torn down. Right now, the absolute best AI is available to pretty much everyone for free. And the way it works, that's the real game changer.
See, the magic isn't that there's one giant AI brain doing everything. It's way smarter than that. It works like a system. You type in your prompt, and this little router instantly looks at it. Is it a simple question? Okay, that gets sent to a super fast, lightweight model. Is it a really complex problem? No problem. That gets routed to the big, powerful, heavyweight engine. It's this brilliant system that optimizes everything for every single person.
And because of this new approach, you get this perfect storm. All of a sudden, AI became dramatically cheaper, way more efficient, and just a whole lot easier for you and me to use. So let's break that down.
First, let's talk about the cost, because it's staggering. This chart shows you the price to process 1 million tokens, which is basically how an AI thinks. With the older flagship models, it cost around $50. 50. With the new lightweight models that handle the simple stuff, it's down to 14 cents. That isn't just a small improvement. That is a total collapse in cost. It's insane.
So what about the environmental impact? Well, the efficiency has just gone through the roof. A single prompt today uses a tiny, tiny fraction of a kilowatt hour. To put that into perspective for you, it's about the same amount of energy as streaming Netflix for maybe 10 seconds. It's become unbelievably efficient. Now, the water usage is a little bit harder to pin down, but the estimates are still surprisingly small. We're talking anywhere from a few drops of water to maybe a fifth of a shot glass. The big takeaway here is that the resources needed for a single AI query have become almost nothing. And here's the third piece of the puzzle: simplicity. You don't have to be a prompt engineer anymore. All those complex instructions, those weird chain of thought tricks you had to learn, they're kind of fading away. Why? Because the AI is finally smart enough to understand your intent, not just the literal words you type. It just gets you. And this goes for images too. A simple plain language prompt like this one would have completely confused older models. You'd get something weird. But the newest generation, it understands all the concepts: Neil Armstrong, tuxedo, moon, and it just delivers. This incredible ease of use is what's going to bring in the next billion users. Okay, so all this technology is one thing, but what actually happens when you put these incredible tools into the hands of a billion people? Well, the results are unpredictable, they're chaotic, and they're deeply, deeply human. And here's just a quick snapshot of what's already happening out there. People are forming real emotional bonds with AI companions. They're using it to get early medical diagnoses. They're writing obituaries for loved ones and even religious scriptures. And yeah, on the other side of things, of course, they're cheating on homework. But they're also launching entire businesses from scratch. It's this messy, wild, fascinating mix of creation, connection, and of course, risk. This massive wave of change, it isn't just about technology anymore. It's about society. The arrival of mass intelligence is posing a fundamental challenge to the very structures we've built our entire world on. This really gets to the absolute heart of the issue. All of our core institutions, our school systems, our laws, our governments, every one of them was designed and built in a world where human intelligence was a limited, scarce resource.
And that basic assumption is now completely breaking down.
The challenge ahead of us is, well, it's immense. What do schools do when every single student has an expert tutor in their pocket? How do governments manage a population that's empowered with these incredible analytical tools? All of these institutions, they now have to figure out how to harness all this new power, how to manage the chaos, and ultimately how to redefine what human mastery even means in this new world. And that leaves us with this final, really critical question. For all of human history, intelligence was a key thing that made someone valuable. It was valuable because it was scarce. But in an age of mass intelligence, where access to powerful thinking tools is everywhere and it's free, what becomes truly valuable? What skills, what human qualities become the things that actually matter? That is something we all need to start thinking about right now.